As I quote from the editorial published by the New York Times on January 25th, 2018, sentencing Larry Nassar is only a start. Any doubts that monsters can be real were put to rest by the more than 150 brave women and girls who told a Michigan judge over 7 days how Dr. Larry Nassar molested them in the guise of treating them. This quote in itself has so much power behind what the author is trying to accomplish in this editorial. Today, I will be agreeing with the author's main claim that justice should not only be served to Larry Nassar, but also to every individual who knew about the atrocious crimes that he was committing, choosing to shed a blind eye. The author may have done a considerable job of bringing the idea to light that those who held silent need to be held accountable for not coming forward with what they knew to be happening inside of Dr. Nassar's office. However, the author did not go into enough detail addressing the individuals who were a part of covering up the horrific crimes. The author should be making more claims about exactly what these individuals should be faced with, as well as elaborating on why they need to be indicted on federal charges. Michigan State University should be held accountable for these actions, and sanctions should be put on the university. The USA Olympic Committee should be thoroughly investigated, as they have been and will continue to be. In search for justice and who is to blame, the topic of the United States Olympic Committee considering decertifying USA Gymnastics and the editorial published by the Times sentencing Larry Nassar is only a start. However, the question begs, what changes will it implement to ensure that such widespread harm to American athletes doesn't happen under its watch again? If he feels that the actions put into consideration by the USA Olympic Committee do not do a sustainable job of serving justice, the author needs to identify responsibility within the Olympian organization and Michigan State University and identify how both organizations can move forward and make sure nothing like this can happen again. The author greatly needs to address the individuals who covered up this atrocity, letting it go on for so long. In the end, these corrupted organizations cared more about protecting their image than doing what was morally right. The author should also find a way to address a better way to protect patients and to prevent things like this from happening again. Without a solution, history is known to repeat itself, and criminals like Dr. Nassar will find a way to gain and defile the trust of innocent people again and again. These women, just like any patient, trusted in a healthcare provider of some kind to provide them with the best care possible. Larry Nassar has damaged the reputation among physicians, and it is up to us to find a way to develop a better way to protect our patients. In Stephanie Tillman's Protecting Our Patients from Sexual Assault, she states that all healthcare providers should deeply evaluate their consent process and disentangle to every extent possible sexualized language or touch from clinical care. Tillman takes on a tremendous position on how to make patients feel more comfortable throughout any examination performed by a healthcare professional. Transferring power consent through an examination is how healthcare providers make sure they are not making any one patient feel uncomfortable. We need to encourage Americans to speak up about this culture that has taken so much abuse throughout the years, pertaining specifically and mostly to women. Rape culture in the United States has been an ongoing topic in America for quite a while, but in situations like these, it becomes an even larger presence in the media, confirming for many that there is in fact an issue at hand that must be addressed. In my opinion, the author should have used their position of influence reaching such a large audience in this article to shed a light on the issue of rape culture in American society. For many who may think they are alone, it is important to bring this concept to the masses in a way that cannot be ignored. To talk about an uncomfortable topic is to begin the search for a solution. In an insightful and shocking article called Statistics About Sexual Violence, information that is linked to the topic of rape culture is made clear. One terrifying statistic from this article stands out, that 1 in 5 women and 1 in 71 men will be raped at some point in their lives. The rape culture in the United States has been seen as this victim's fault has gone far too long. We need to stand up to this culture of violence and encourage not only women, but also men to stand up for themselves and speak out about it. The author should have elaborated more on rape culture given the opportunity of what he or she was discussing within the editorial, standing with the victims as a voice against rape culture and sexual assault. I felt like the author could have done more than he or she did And that is why I address these three main occasions of what the author should have done better.